Good evening. It is Tuesday, April 12th, 2016. My name is Jacob,
And I'm Danielle.
and we are the Proteus Podcast. Ideas in all shapes and forms.
So, how are you doing, Jake?
I'm doing better.
Like all across the board?
Yes, I am moving into the future, growing better every day.
Into the future.
Yes,
Which is someplace in the future from
some
now.
tenuous concept that I don't really have a good grasp on if you base that grasp on how good I manage my money. Yes. But yesterday something clicked in my spine and I have been like 11% better than before.
Oh, 11%.
Yeah, I'm clearly on the mend. It feels mendy.
Okay. And you're
Anyways,
still doing the take care of yourself? And...
taking good care of myself, eating better. I was gonna say right and realized that wasn't true. And doing my exercises every day and so on and so forth until we finish the game.
You know what you should do?
Hmm?
You should start playing Ingress again.
Close. As soon as I can walk long distances comfortably.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
No one is playing an Alpine right now.
Again?
Yeah.
Because last time I touched it, someone came in and wiped everything off the map and it was really frustrating.
Well, it's good whenever someone wipes something off the map because then you get to rebuild it
fun,
and you get more AP.
because I was so close to actually making progress. Anyways.
So, but anyway, they're
haven't,
bringing back portal submissions.
Oh. Cool.
And your area
needs some more portals.
needs a lot of portals. And more than that, even until they bring that back, I would love it if you go up to campus, Solros campus, and you move the portals to where they actually belong.
Oh, they're out of position?
Oh, you have no idea. You know, like the Sol Ross sign that has all the brands on it?
Uh-huh.
It has that up on mountainside.
That wasn't a portal last I was playing.
That's because it was up on mountainside.
I didn't know you can move portals.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been out of that. I haven't touched it since I got you started on it, to be honest.
Well, get back into it.
Something came up and it was retarded. Anyways.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Walking. Ingress.
For those of you that don't know, Ingress is a augmented reality game where you fight portals that are placed throughout the world in the real world. It's a little bit like a video game version of geocaching. If you don't know what that is, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast.
Well,
that's not
you're
true. The reason you're listening is because you like the dulcet tones of Kaide's and Jacob's voice. Kaide's being that other person that you've never heard of.
Wow. But it's also kind of like a capture the flag type game.
Yeah. And
so,
just to not be a complete jerk, geocaching is a game where you hide an object in the real world and then you post GPS coordinates on the internet and people have to go find that object and they either leave more, like usually it's like a little container with a notepad or something and you write your name and so-and-so is here and I found your cache and you hide it again and the next person finds it and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So that's like real world multiplayer treasure hunt. And then Ingress is like real world multiplayer capture the flag geocaching.
Yep. That's a pretty close.
We've used a lot of new big words. Don't be scared. This is the way we roll.
But some interesting statistics for you for my 10 months and 11 days playing. I have walked over the past 10 and a half months playing Ingress 1,158 miles.
Wow, you're doing pretty darn good. Just the other day, I was looking at my stats on my Fitbit, and I've walked an awful long ways with that thing. At some point, I walked the distance of being able to walk across India.
How big is India?
Big. Give me a split second here. I'll pull up my badges, and I can regale you with my accomplishments.
Oh, yay, accomplishments.
Accomplishments. The farthest I've ever been in one day was over 20,000 steps. I've done that 11 times, actually, which is pretty far. Let me see here. What else? I've, at one day, climbed 50 floors. I've done that 3 times. Don't know how. In my lifetime, I've climbed over 1,000 floors.
India is
since I got a thing that has that feature. Let's see here. When I got the India badge, my lifetime miles was 1,997 miles. I have also since then achieved the Monarch migration of 2,500 miles in my lifetime.
Wow.
Since then, I reached my Sahara Trek badge, which I have covered 2,983 miles in my lifetime. And I am probably getting, that was back in August of last year, so I'm probably getting close to my next badge, which is 4,132 miles, and I don't know what the distance concept attached to it is.
Well, that would be the coastline of India.
You think?
Yeah. Guessing. Just tossing it out there.
Something ridiculous.
Coastline of India.
I like the badges, really, though. Large. It makes
Yeah.
having a Fitbit more fun. It gives you things to, if I do such and such, I'll get another badge.
Yeah, it gives you incentive. It gives you that endorphin rush of like, ooh, I accomplished something.
Yeah.
So there's that. I don't have a Fitbit. I use my phone. My phone tracks my steps.
As it was referred to at one point, it's the gamification of fitness and health.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm all for the gamification of many things.
Of many things?
Yes.
How about the gamification of returning books to the library?
Sure. If it makes you feel like you leveled up, I'm all for it.
Well, I leveled up.
I read someone made the comment the other day, we should quit calling them birthdays and calling it leveling up. That way it seems more cool. It's like you leveled up to level 50 this year. You know? It would, it doesn't seem so depressing then. It's more of an achievement instead of a, oh God, I've done this 50 times.
You know what? I don't know how many steps I've done in total and how long that equates to. I'm sure that this app on my phone would tell me.
Probably.
But I don't know. Huh. Anyway, now that we've bored everybody with Ingress and Fitbits.
Hey, they're entertaining, and I'm all about. Well,
they are.
It's fun, so.
Gamification and all that.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro, and let me gamify you.
Let me gamify you.
Oh, man. So, I am a little down today.
A little down. I'm
dealing with rent blues. The blues of the rent.
Split second there, I started to sing, and then I didn't because I couldn't figure out what song to sing it to the tune of. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome.
Oh man, I would like to hear your bluesy voice singing about the rent's too damn high blues.
Yeah, it didn't. Nothing came to me is the problem. I couldn't figure out what to put it with, and so I just never mind.
Well, yeah. So my apartment has raised our rent up 14%.
14%.
Mm-hmm. And has not given us the proper notice. There's a law in Seattle that says if your rent is increased by 10%, they have to give you 60-day notice.
Bend them over a barrel and get your rent back.
Well, it's effective. Blah blah blah. Blah
retroactively. Blah blah blah.
No,
in the future.
It'll be effective on 6/1. Okay. They just delivered the rent change lease agreement today, so splitting hairs, but I want every
only
day.
Just made it.
No, they didn't.
If they didn't.
Because today is the 12th.
Oh, hey, I'm mentally handicapped.
So I'm shorted like 48 days, or 12 days, 11 days, 10 days.
Math.
Right? Math. It's not 48. It's like 10. Anyway, so. But as a renter, as a person who might have to move because of this rent increase,
not exactly taking this calmly.
No, I'm actually furious and very sad. I really like where I live.
Internalize the rage.
And ultimately, we'll probably pay the exorbitant amount of money that they want to not move and then look to move next year. Well, we'd definitely have to move next year unless both Krista and I got even better paying jobs. Unlikely. So,
Yes.
yeah. But rent control, that's like something that people don't believe in until they need it.
Yeah. It reminds me, I was arguing on the internet with people because I enjoy that for some strange reason.
Because why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, someone's wrong on the internet. I can't go to bed right now.
Oh, so wrong.
But it was about the whole $15. Actually, you know what? I don't think I actually posted my argument. I started to write out this long thing, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this today. I took the high road for once. But it was the grand discussion of the move towards a much higher minimum wages in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem I run into arguing with people on the internet about this is a huge portion of them come at it from a much higher economic standpoint or a different job class entirely. Like they're talking about programmers and CEOs and like middle management type people and things like that. Or they come all the way to the bottom of the barrel and they're talking about the people who flip burgers at, Dairy Queen or McDonald's. And they don't take into account a huge collection of jobs. And, so they're saying, they need to just use automation to flip the burgers at McDonald's because that's totally possible, which it probably is, But they're leaving out a huge sector of the economy that you cannot do it with automation, being like grocery stores or any kind of retail outlet. It's really pretty much impossible to stock those shelves with a machine right now. We don't have the technology, and it's not forthcoming at any particularly great rate. So you have to have somebody that is going to take the stuff out of the boxes, arrange it nicely on the shelves for the customer to look at.
So there's the Japan approach to this, where they have fully automated stores. Yeah, there's a guy in the back, like, making sure that the machine runs and make sure that the slots work. But basically, you have a screen, and you touch what you want.
And the thing comes out. Yeah,
and
but
then,
someone has to put all that
send
stuff
the
in
items
that
out.
machine. And when you're looking at the retail scale that's Japan, which is a much smaller population and a totally different infrastructure. When you look at the way we do things, where our store gets 7 pallets of products in, which is 757 different types of cases, multiple cases of some of those. So it's literally 757 different styles of boxes with 757 different styles of product in them that have to be stocked 757 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Automate that for me, and then we'll talk. But until that point, you have to have people to do it. Now, if you suddenly have to double these people's pay from the current minimum wage of whatever, 7 and change to 15, most companies are going to have to find a way to do this job with half as many people. Because a lot of them are already riding the line of how high their payroll can be and still make money.
Right. I don't know. I don't really want to get into a wage discussion because it's really complicated.
I would love for people to be able to make a more living wage, but we've got to find a better way to do it.
Well, it's like...
Because just arbitrarily saying you have to pay these people more when the infrastructure can't handle it on that regard. I mean, because if you do it, your choices are double the cost of all your goods so that you can compensate for this.
Yeah, but then again, there's also a lot of situations, especially at big national chains. I'm not talking about like mom and pops places where it's like individually owned. I'm talking like big chains like McDonald's, for instance.
Walmart.
Or Walmart.
Because you can't stock a Walmart with a robot yet.
or Safeway or the Bon Target.
Right.
They have made it to where everything is so cheap for them to produce these items, to stock those items, to um, to get them into place, like the logistics of it or the cost of the items themselves, that they make insane profits.
Yeah, and that's true in the in those industries. It's not particularly true in the food industry, though. The profit margins on food are uncomfortably low, surprisingly.
Well, yeah, it's like restaurants. Restaurants barely make money.
Restaurants barely make money, and they use like a 70 to 80% margin.
Now,
Grocery stores are less than half that.
See, we do have a couple grocery chains up here, and a couple restaurants that do pay the new $15 minimum wage already.
And how's that going for them?
Goes well.
That's amazing. I want to talk to their management and learn how to do it.
Well, okay, for the restaurants, what they did is that they were just honest. They were like, okay, we're going to pay these people more minimum wage. We're going to bump the prices up this amount. You know, the grocery stores where this has happened, they're co-ops. And so member-owned, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's... they source most of their stuff locally within the state, like when they can. So there's already a little bit of a markup.
Right.
So yeah, so there's that. But it'll be interesting to see. I'm not gonna down it. I'm not gonna say it's gonna end the world. But I think that people do need to realize that when you increase the minimum wage, which I personally believe that everyone should make a living wage.
Yeah, I agree.
That being said, it will cause other things to rise.
Yeah.
Because
it won't double the cost of goods, to be honest. From what I've read, the numbers, it's like a 2 to 5% increase. But depending on where you are, that 2 to 5% increase can be very catastrophic for a good swath of population.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
so yeah, and I
like
think
I
that
said,
the minimum
a lot
wage
of companies
in one area.
And here's a lovely example: is like Walmart, because they suck. They want to make their millions somewhere, so they will probably, if they in the environments where they have to comply with a $15 wage, they will probably either do it by reducing staff or closing stores.
Probably.
And Walmart's already suck. I mean, it's, you know, you go to Walmart at 5 in the afternoon and there's 3 cashier lanes open. It'll be 1 in these places.
Walmart.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is there's ways to make it work, and there are companies that will refuse to do it elegantly, even though it's possible.
But then you got companies like that which actually started the problem with the minimum wage debate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like small business. I like the idea of more independently owned businesses, and because then if you got let's say you got Joe Schmo's grocery store, not in Alpine, because you know you guys don't have a Walmart,
right?
But let's say you have, you know, Clint's grocery, and Clint does okay. Clint's able to provide benefits to his workers, and everything's going well. And then a Walmart moves in within driving range, and then Clint loses business. Clint can't afford to pay his or provide the same benefits to his workers that he was able to, because he's not making as much money, and he can't charge at the same prices that Walmart is, because Walmart's evil.
Yeah. Well,
we could go on and on
startling
about the evils
part
of
about
Walmart.
that. Is if Mr. Clint can suck it up and make it through for about 2 years, Walmart's prices will go up, and he can compete with them. Because that is what Walmart does. They come in, they undercut everyone and try to drive them out, and then they bring their prices back to a reasonable point. And if you can survive the undercut, you can compete with them once they bring their prices back up.
Yeah, but you have to get back that business,
You've got to get back that business, and you can do
which is
so with
hard.
superior customer service because Walmart sucks.
Yes.
Because we've done this. The next town over opened a Walmart, and everyone was afraid, oh, we're going to lose a lot of business to that Walmart.
Wait, what town opened up a Walmart?
Fort Stockton got a new Walmart.
Well, Fort Stockton always had a
It
Walmart.
had a shitty Walmart that was basically a Alco with a blue coat of paint. What it got was a new full Walmart with a grocery store and everything in it, like the super Walmarts have. And everyone was afraid, oh, we're going to have to compete with that Walmart. And it wasn't 6 months before everyone was saying, there's no reason to go over there. They've got all the same stuff for all the same prices, and I spend 60 miles worth of gas. Two directions.
Who would drive to? Now I'm talking more like in Fort Stockton. Let's say Fort Stockton had like
But
a
even
Biases.
Fort Stockton's grocery store survived
Yep.
because people realized it's the same products for not much price difference, and you have to go to Walmart. So why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to do that?
Because it really does come down to that customer service element where you go to a mom and pop grocery store and they probably will still offer to bring your basket outside for you. They're going to ask if you found everything all right, and they know where their stuff's at. Whereas you go to Walmart, there's one cashier, you're carrying that stuff out for yourself, and nobody knows where anything's at, and the prices tags are in the wrong place.
Oh, screw Walmart.
It's purely a customer service issue at this point. That is how
Yeah.
small businesses survive Walmart.
True. Truth.
Now, I
Mm-hmm.
think this is actually probably, when you come right down to it, I think Walmart is the entire key to everyone surviving a minimum wage increase. Because Walmart sucks so bad, and they will commit such miserable business practices in interacting with their customers during a large minimum wage increase, it will push people towards small businesses again.
Oh yeah.
That's my hope. That's my theory, and we're sticking to it.
Well, there's been a resurgence of small brick and mortar bookstores.
That's probably because Amazon.
Well, exactly. Speaking of weathering the storm, right? Um, these people are seeing, like, as Amazon has gotten bigger and people learn more about Amazon, they're like, well, I want to buy a book, but I want the experience of buying a book, and I want to support something local. Now, up here in Seattle, Amazon is local. I mean, it's like, bam, right there. But people are like, where's that money going?
Yeah, it's
How
going
is
in.
Amazon using that?
Well,
And so,
Amazon's losing money hand over fist, actually, but that's a conversation for another time.
yeah. But so a lot of our independent bookstores have actually been getting a resurgence. And I was reading this article the other day that there's more that there's been a resurgence like across the nation of like independently owned bookstores either like coming out of the ashes, like they were on the brink and they're now doing good business. Um, and other ones where none were there before or they all closed down before are reopening or opening new stores, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I've been noticing this just as a retailer. There has been a subtle shift in the tastes in the population at large away from cheap crap. And by that I mean this made entirely out of plastic, manufactured in China, it's going to break in 6 months stuff, right? Just the little knick-knacky junk that everybody used to buy all the time, because it was kind of neat. And there's been this trend, might have accidentally started it in myself way ahead of time, but I'm noticing it that people are leaning more towards nicer things. They want it to be, wood and metal and glass instead of being, ABS plastic stuff. And because it has a more durable and solid and long-lasting feeling to it, it can be cleaned because there's something about plastic. Once it's dirty, it's never clean again. And
Yeah, no, I've noticed that
through this,
too.
you're getting into this handicraft situation in the maker movement where you want things that are made by local artisans, and it's nice and it's going to be durable and it's going to last. Instead of going to Bed Bath & Beyond for a chrome foil coated plastic toilet paper holder, people are saving their money and looking to something that was made by a local artisan out of railroad spikes and a tree.
So
Not everybody can afford to do this, but it's in the back of people's minds. They don't want to buy the cheap junk anymore.
So I agree with you, but I do have an interesting question to ask you on top of that. How much of that do you think is, yes, people are wanting this, versus I'm noticing this more because I'm older?
I think it's a little of both. But I mean, I'm seeing it in other people besides myself. I mean, I got to the point where I just can't stand plastic stuff. I'm slowly eliminating it from my life because it looks junky and I don't want to look at it. And it doesn't last. You know, like I said, like you can buy a plastic mixing bowl and you make spaghetti sauce in it once and it's orange for the rest of your life and kind of skeevy looking, or you buy a good glass or steel bowl and it's going to be good for the rest of your life. Yeah, glass, ceramic, steel. It's something that's durable. It can be cleaned and look good again no matter what. It's, you know, it becomes the better choice. And people are finally starting to see that, I can get the cheap one, and I buy another one again next year, or I buy a good one now and I never buy a good one again. And I'm seeing that in more and more people, because in the retail setting where I work, we get these items in that are cheap junk, and it sits there and it sits there and sits there because people are moving away from buying this knick-knacky odds and ends and towards, I'm not going to get that, I'm going to save my money, I'm going to get something good later.
Right.
Probably part of that's just due to the economy having done what it was. People are in a more saving mood and we're not spending as much as we used to. But it's turning the tide away from mass-produced stuff into a more local and slightly more local and more quality product, which is interesting to me.
Yep. No, I'm with you. I'm with you completely. How did we get on this topic?
By a very long and circuitous route, starting with high rent, moving through the perils of high wage, and having a nice tirade against Walmart, which is always fun. Everyone's up for a good Walmart tirade. And now we're all the way here to discussing the ins and outs of a saving economy.
Do you remember the website, The People of Walmart?
I remember the website. I remember the song, The People of Walmart.
There's a song.
There's a song about the people of Walmart.
And who does this song?
Some lady on YouTube wrote this whole song and then had a video that featured the finest examples from the people of Walmart.
The finest examples of the people of Walmart.
Yeah, it's special, and it's like out of key at all the right places because it's got that Walmart vibe to it. Like it's seems nice, but then there's these parts you're just like, oh, ow, and then okay. It's a really great song. It really embodies the people of Walmart and everything Walmart is.
I haven't been to a Walmart in before, let's see here, my freshman year of college. I think I went to a Walmart.
Wow, I'm impressed. I go to Walmart on a multi-annual basis, mainly to remind myself that what I do isn't so bad, because at least I don't work at Walmart. Look around this place like, Jesus, I thought we were in a shitty store.
Sir, excuse me, are you going to buy anything? All you're doing is laughing at our employees.
Pretty much. As down as I get on our performance at work, being in charge, you get to be down on everyone's performance, and then you go to a Walmart, you're like, wow, I got nothing to complain about.
Oh, man.
Yep,
so what else you got?
What else do I got? Well, I have a quote here. It's not really related to what we talked about today, but
how could it be?
I really enjoy it. And this one is attributed to a random user on Slashdot named Callie. If you're out there, Callie, thank you for this. And the quote is, "It is not the universe's job to entertain you. We apologize for any inconvenience caused."
Oh. So, that's good.
Yeah. I always like that.
It. I had a different quote, and then I decided that I had to find a Walmart quote instead.
Oh, that seems appropriate.
And you know what? There's a lot of Walmart quotes out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot. But here's the one I'm going to use. Whoever came up with the phrase, "the freaks come out at night," has clearly never been to Walmart during the day.
That is entirely true.
Yeah, no joke. God, the things you see on the internet.
The internet has ruined me. Just to spit that out there. The internet has ruined me. Everything is an inside joke to me at this point, and I'll start laughing at inconvenient moments because something is horrible and funny, and I can't tell anyone why because it's inappropriate or takes too long to explain.
Well, let me ask you this. If Walmart opened up a bar and it had like live monitors so you could watch the people of Walmart, would you go to the Walmart bar to watch the people of Walmart?
No, because if you went to a bar that was run by Walmart, they'd be out of your favorite beer, you'd ask for a different beer and they'd bring you the wrong beer. And then you'd send that back and ask for a water, and they'd bring you a glass of Everclear with ice in it. Because only Walmart could screw up bringing you a glass of water.
This is a true story.
Anyways.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. That's my quote. That's my quote. I changed it from Plato to that one, unattributed, but I think it was worthwhile. I think it was a needed change.
All right, so in that case, how jaded are you today on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being as jaded as you can get and 1 being pure
8.
nirvanic bliss. 8, huh?
Rent increases aren't fun.
No, I can't imagine they are.
They make me mad.
How jaded am I today?
I don't know.
I'm not even a 4. I'm like a 3.
You did just spend a lot of time talking about Walmart.
Yeah, and because I'm not working at Walmart, I'm not jaded.
Huh. Okay.
You know.
You're backing away from that, from the cliff, from the precipice of despair.
Precipice of despair and the fulcrum of suctitude. I gotta listen to that again and remember what we called it. It's really embarrassing when you can't remember your own quotes.
It happens. At least we record these things.
Any day you don't work at Walmart is a good day, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you that work at Walmart, get out while you still can.
Please get out.
Teach them the wrongness of their ways and find a job where people will love you.
You know what would be the best thing that could happen to us right now?
Get sued by Walmart?
No. Someone from Walmart listens to this, and they're a really big Walmart supporter.
Yeah.
And they do a national Walmart like national Walmart union strike of our podcast.
Well, we'd lose a whole listener. It'd be great.
Meanwhile, national coverage.
National coverage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've liked what you heard here tonight, remember to subscribe to us on iTunes, follow us on Twitter, and that other thing that I don't remember.
Stitcher,
there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Stitcher, where I've never been, and you neither of you.
And if you didn't like what you hear, leave a comment. Send us some hate mail. We want to hear from you.
And if you didn't like what you heard, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on iTunes. We'll say more for you to be angry about later.
Wait, and where are we on Twitter?
We are Proteus Podcast on Twitter.
And what's our email?
We are ProteusPodcast@gmail.com.
And we are on iTunes?
Proteus Podcast. We're real consistent and easy to find.
All right.
That's all for tonight. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.